Hey, what's up, guys? In today's video, we are going to be Zillow surfing the Married with Children home. Yes, we are going to be looking at Al Bundy's home. The home is located at 641 Castlewood Lane in Deerfield, Illinois, 60015. It's 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, and it's 2,189 square feet. Now, unfortunately, the home is not for sale, so there aren't listing photos. There aren't photos of the interior of the home on here. You can see the exterior of the home on the thumbnail that I included in this video, and I will link down below in the description box to a video I just saw on YouTube last night of this husband and wife couple who I think they have like a travel YouTube channel. They traveled out to the Married with Children home out in Deerfield, Illinois, and went walking around in front of the home. They actually wound up talking to the homeowner a little bit about the property as well. I believe his name was Eric. I'll link to that video if you want to check it out. It's just a brief 4-minute video, but you kind of see the exterior of the home. But in today's video, I wanted to talk a little bit about the show Married with Children. I wanted to take a look at this listing. And then another thing that I've been curious about, when a television shows, quote unquote house or the family from a popular television show, the house that they live in on the show, I was kind of curious, like, how do they pick out that house? Do they have to get the owner's permission? Do they wind up paying the owner? What does that look like? I kind of dug into that a little bit, so we'll be talking a little bit about that with you guys today. Like, how do they pick out these houses from TV shows? And then also, I think we'll probably be doing some more videos looking at some famous TV show houses. I think I did a video recently on the house from Breaking Bad, Walter White's house. The other day I was thinking about the house from Full House. I was also thinking about the house from the television show Family Matters, where Carl Winslow lived. I actually looked up that home the other day, and it kind of surprised me. It's not on the south side of Chicago. It's actually in the Bucktown neighborhood, which is more on the north side of Chicago. But that house has actually been demolished. It's now, like, if you go on Google Images and look up that home, it's a very, very modern, like, 3-flat now. They knocked it down. It's like, oh man, I can't believe that house is gone. So that was kind of interesting. Let's talk a little bit about Married with Children. So Married with Children ran from April 5th of 1987 to June 9th, 1997 on the Fox network. It was Fox's first primetime TV show and kind of launched the network's identity as an edgier television series. And, Married with Children, it was kind of like a gritty show. It was like, it sort of reminded you of like Roseanne a little bit in a way, right? And the whole reason Married with Children was made around that time, you had a lot of these like wholesome shows like Cosby Show and Full House and a lot of these other shows. And Married with Children was meant to be kind of the exact opposite. Whereas normally, like, the fathers are like Danny Tanner types and the families are really loving. Married with Children, you got, Al Bundy, this kind of disgruntled shoe salesman, Peggy, kind of trashy wife, rebellious teenage kids. It was kind of the opposite of a lot of the wholesome family shows being made during that time. Here's an interesting thing. So the guy who owns this home, obviously you can't see it right now. It's blurred out, right? And they've also blurred it out on Google Images. So I'm guessing the homeowner kind of wants some privacy. But apparently Married with Children has been syndicated in Germany. They also did a spin-off show called Hilf, Mein Familie Spinnt. There was also a Russian spin-off as well called Shastel Vmesti. But, sometimes you hear about shows, like I think Baywatch was another show that happened to, where it just really took off and got really popular in Germany. So anyhow, the guy who owns this home, his name's Eric. He's owned it since 1998. He said like German tour buses will pull up to look at the home. There is a YouTube video. I'll link to it in the description box below. It's his husband and wife couple who have a travel channel, and they go out to go take a look at the house from Married with Children. I may have accidentally referred to it as a Home Alone house at some point during this, but they go out to look at the Married with Children house. They kind of walk the block, look at the house a little bit, and actually as they're there, the homeowner pulls up and they talk to him briefly. He's owned the home since 1998. When I look at the property history, which we'll look at in a second here, it looks like he's been the owner of the property since 1998. One thing that surprised me a little bit, Al Bundy was notoriously a shoe salesman. A lot of people point to shows like Simpsons or Married with Children and say, hey, look how prosperous the 80s and 90s were. A guy who's a retail shoe salesman can have a stay-at-home wife, 2 cars and a house. But what's kind of crazy, like Deerfield, Illinois is a very ritzy suburb on the North Shore. Now, compared to Highland Park, which is just to the east, and Northbrook, which is just north, it's not quite as bougie as those suburbs. I think mainly because it's a little bit further west. It's not as close to the lake. But it is a very upscale North Shore suburb. Part of it is in northern Cook County. Part of it is in Lake County. And if you guys are fans of like John Hughes movies from the 80s, John Hughes grew up in the North Shore, and a lot of his movies like Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Home Alone, 16 Candles, a lot of these movies were filmed in, Winnetka, Lake Forest, a lot of these North Shore suburbs. But it's kind of weird that you have Al Bundy, the trashy shoe salesman, living on the North Shore of Chicago. I would have expected, not having known anything, I would have expected him to live in like Aurora, Illinois, Joliet, Illinois, if closer to Chicago, maybe Berwyn or something like that. So I thought it's interesting that they picked Deerfield as a location, assuming they actually meant for him to live in Deerfield. In terms of how they pick locations for television shows, you have location scouts who will drive around areas and basically look for interesting areas or areas that kind of match the script or kind of go with the vibe of a movie or television show. They'll then contact the homeowners. Sometimes they'll make some changes to the home. They may paint the home. They may add something to the home for the filming. But then they'll change it back after after the filming is done. Most of these shows aren't actually filmed in the quote-unquote house that they feature or show the family living in. Most of these television shows are filmed somewhere in Los Angeles on a set. But they do oftentimes pick a real location in a real city. There's the Shameless house in Chicago. There's the Home Alone there's a Home Alone house on the North Shore of Chicago. You got a lot of these houses from movies and TV shows that the family supposedly lived in, but very little of the filming actually gets done there. Getting back to this house, again, this one's located at 641 Castlewood Lane in Deerfield, Illinois, 60015. 4 beds, 2.5 bath, 2,189 square feet. If we go down and look at the property history, let's look at the property taxes. I think some of you guys will be surprised at the property taxes because this is like a pretty, there's nothing special about it. I mean, it's a pretty average suburban Midwestern home. But the estimate is at $672,000. You would be paying $307 per square foot. This property was built in 1970. It's on a 10,123 acre lot. And you can see the last sale we have sold for $320,000 in 1998. The gentleman Eric who bought the home still lives there till today. Again, I'll link to that YouTube channel down below where these people go look at the house and talk to him briefly. Look at the property taxes, and I'm sure they've only gone up since then. As of 2023, $15,000 in property taxes for an average suburban home. Think about that. If your property taxes are $12,000 a year, that means every month before you pay your mortgage, before you pay homeowners insurance, before you pay your utilities, your nut is $1,000 a month just off your property taxes, and this one's $15,000. So that's going to be even more than $1,000. What was that wind up being? 2, 4, 6, 8. I mean, that's probably $1,300 a month. I'm terrible at math, but it's expensive nonetheless. So yeah, $15,000 in property taxes for. Granted, it's in a nice suburb, but like a pretty average suburban home. And that's one of the problems with Illinois. Illinois has a huge pension crisis. The state is broke. There's a lot of fiscal mismanagement. And because of that, property taxes are the highest in the country, as well as like taxes on cell phones. And Illinois has one of the worst tax burdens out of any state. But I don't want to get too off topic. The main thing we look at here on this channel is real estate and Zillow surf and interesting homes. But I wanted to cover the Married with Children Al Bundy home. Sorry we couldn't see the photos. I will link down below again to the house where these people, to the video where these people go look at this house. Wanted to give you guys a little bit of background on the Married with Children show, Deerfield, Illinois. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed today's video, do me a favor and give it a thumbs up. What are some other like iconic TV homes that really jump out at you? Like television shows where the home that they lived in was like very iconic or part of the opening of the show. Drop those down below. Maybe we'll cover them in a future video. If you guys aren't subscribed to the channel and you want to see more of these Zillow surfing videos, hit that subscribe button down below and ring the bell. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video.